All right. Am I online? I think we're good. Okay, let's wait for some people to connect first. Okay, let's wait for some people to connect first. So yeah, today we have the finals of the Italian Go Championship, and it's quite a big event actually because they have like, if I understand correctly, they have three tournaments at the same time. I mean, there is basically the main tournament and the two winners qualify for the finals, and also at the same time they have some kind of rapid tournament. The name is on the left, Chen Yongwei. I don't exactly know why they picked this name. Maybe that's the organizer of the cup or some honorary tournament. Uh, I guess some of you will tell me. But yeah, today there will be two games for the final, and tomorrow there will be another two games commented by André Kravets, your favorite commentator. And yeah, everything is fine. Can you hear me well? And hello guys, we are back. Okay, cool. So I just have one issue, and that's why we're a bit late. Because I cannot actually revise the game because it's already revision. So the thing is, I will have to create a SGF and just go through the game and scribe it myself. That's the only pain. But perhaps we will manage to make something better for the second game. Mm, okay. So I actually don't know much about Italian Go, which is a shame because I really live close to Italy, as I live in Marseille right now. So yeah, for me it will be nice to investigate what our neighbor are doing right now. And yeah, so I heard. So I think David is a young star. No, he's like a young player and quite strong, ascending. And I don't really know about Julian van den Busken. Guess he must be like Dutch Italian from the name. If you have some insight about the players, I would love to hear about. Um, I know there was some kind of first final round that has been played but not scribed already between Julian and Davide Mignardi. But anyway, let's go through the first game, maybe. You can see on the bottom right is actually the rapid game, but since we have some technical issue, I'm not sure I will be able to comment it. Maybe I can check later. Anyway, it's uh, the game. I can tell you. Yeah, the rapid tournament, since it's a Swiss system, actually, the first game is 7Q against 5 Dan. Uh, Alessandro Pace against Luca Tampieri. So I think the gap is quite big, and maybe we can check if there was some good sequences, but it should be like one-sided for this one. However, the final will be like much more tense, and it's not a rapid, so I think it's something like 1 hour 15 minutes per player. So yeah, let's jump in. Okay, so how do I open my own? Okay, I think I manage. Oh, seems like I don't. Oh my god. Well, you know what? Let's just create a brand new game, and I will just be a new scribe. Yeah, I'm so sorry about this. Um, Technical issue is always a pain when it happens, especially live. But I still wanted to go live because otherwise it will may take forever. By the way, if someone in the chat knows how to make things better on OGS. Um, yeah, the thing is, um, if I put some stones on the live game, you will not see them. So I need to find another solution. Yeah, it's not working. Mamma mia. Hello everyone. I'm so sorry, my Italian is not so good. Yeah, from the game link I cannot access to a revision. Fork game. Let me see. I mean, I can even show you actually. Maybe you will tell me, but I don't see actually what's going on. So, I mean here. But usually there is revise the game, right? So I can download it. I don't even know how to create a demo on OGS actually. And this seems like not to do anything. Okay. And how it's supposed to work? Like I have to I have to play against someone. No, it's not. It's not this. Okay, I'm kind of bored right now. No, it's the main point. Like for example, right now I'm playing As 16, and you cannot see this move. Well, I believe it's the best move. So yeah, maybe I can open on KGS and some SGF. Sorry about that. Let's do that. At least I know how it works. I mean, we had this kind of pain before, like when we were doing the transatlantic or like or especially the European league. But the thing is, we managed to fix it. And if there is some demo on some other tournaments, we didn't do it on OGS because This is the main problem. You have to download the game each time, or you have to subscribe it yourself. So it will be painful for this round, but the next one for sure it will be much better. Okay, so taking some time, but I'm almost there. Okay, that's not perfect, but we have a way now. So on the bottom right, you will have the live game, and I will try to put the main overview on KGS. I hope you don't have the sound of the stone on KGS because usually they are quite annoying. It's working? Okay, let's go. So Chinese Fuseki or Davide. And a first weird move. This one is I've never actually seen. Like sometimes it's played like if you play like the Kobayashi, and that was actually the a move like created by Zen Go bot, the bot, the strong robot from Japan. There was some kind of situation like this, but just like this alone, I mean, it cannot be too bad. Just maybe slightly a bit weird. Like for example, if black just approach, well, in the end of the sequence, you have to make the stone a good one. So basically, white can get a really nice shape like this, but I mean, this is a very solid move. But are you sure you wanted to play like right now? Could be a bit slow. So yeah, let's see what's going on in the game. Black just approached the other one. Don't want to give another Shimari, and white goes for the points. So this is classic Joseki. I will just grab the game first, and then maybe we can comment. Okay. Like this. Wow, some really nice shape. Hmm. Okay, at least I have many things to say about this game, which is good. Okay, and I think I catch up. There is echo, really? Uh-huh. And is it better now? I think it should be. So yeah, I have to switch between 4 different tabs. I hope I don't also have audio problem because that's gonna be a little painful. Anyway, let me know if it's better now. It should be actually. And let's review. Okay, so I don't know. If you have any question, of course you can ask in the chat. I'm here to answer to everything. Even if you have just basic question about like how to play on such joseki. But I don't think there is like much to comment right now about this. It's quite standard. This one, yeah, I guess it's fine. I mean, this side now is a bit. It's not small, but I do believe H4 make it a bit weird. And actually, I would just take the Sansan here. Probably is like I would just take the corner because I don't feel like. I mean, black is building as much as right on the right than white, so. But black kept the corner, and corner is quite big. And if we play like some basic variation here, I mean, black also has almost the same as before on the right side. And the thing is, white can steal the corner and later also like make as much as we just showed before. So yeah, I would just go for Sansan, or if I don't go for Sansan, maybe invaded this one, or yeah, even approach gears sounds better. But it's okay. Perhaps black can play some other way, maybe attachment here, and something like this. So you keep the corner, but this way, I mean, considering white was going to get this territory on the bottom anyway, you can just press white very low and make yourself like a bigger area. Okay, cool. No more equal. So yeah. So this would be an idea. But black chose this one, which is good for the points, but as I said now, it's difficult to build much because actually white is the one that can make black side not so big and building something on the bottom. So a move like this right now is maybe not the best, but yeah. I actually prefer this kind of ID here. I feel like I want... Oh, it's a shame we cannot draw on cages, but yeah, I feel like basically this area of the game is going to be interesting for black if we play like this. And white is low on the top left, so it's not so easy to... Yeah, white will have to reduce at some point. And this way it's easier to reduce. So white just make a really nice move. Actually, just the idea is simple. You want to make your house bigger than the opponent. So if black has to invade first, then black is in difficulty because he will invade the place where he has less stones. And black chooses to invade here. I'm not exactly sure about this. What would you play, guys? Like, I think there are many ideas here. One of them even being like just Tenuki, but how would you deal with the bottom side? Would you play more on the left? Would you play on the bottom? Which move sounds good to you? Five. Okay. D4. D4 is winning so far. Anything else? I think there are some more actually. But probably these two are, yeah, probably the best. I guess, okay, let's add C. I'm pretty sure this one is also fine. And I mean, this idea is totally possible, right? I think D, E should be fine. Could even consider F, but it's like, it's bad style, right? But I think it's possible as well. I will explain why. So yeah, this kind of idea is easier because actually when white need to block the corner, otherwise if white doesn't block the corner, black will get a base. So just playing like this is not really good, right? Too easy for black. And pincer, well, white already has a move, and black can go to the Sansan. So here it feels like white needs to block the corner, but the thing is, well, now black can either play some stylish move or just even something solid. You can see like this stone is actually weak, and also there is some kind of weakness around BEC. So it's already not so easy to find a really good move for white. Maybe white can do the same ideas in the game like later and start from this one, and maybe now he's stronger, so he can. Even here, I don't really like the results. So maybe it's just too easy for black to invade this. I don't really find good idea how to answer. It's not easy, right? Maybe something like this. Still the best. Okay. What did I show? Well, E and D, it's in the game. I think I have doubts about this one because white can enclose black, and white didn't do it in the game, which is a bit of shame. Because okay, maybe he was afraid like this kind of sequence and black can live on the bottom. Well, not this one. But anyway, um, black may definitely have a way to live. But on the other hand, like white can really build a big thickness and attack the group on the top left, but also build a lot. And I played an easy variation for white on the bottom, but maybe there is some better way. So maybe I will consider this one if I have to separate the two stones. Because white has no way now to enclose. The shape is too bad, right? Okay. B is like a move that will come later in the game. And the idea being, well, you want to get strong, you want to attach. Because when you attach, you get stronger. So it forced the Hane. And yeah, if we have a simple variation like this, it looks like black is getting a lot of strength and now give some points, okay, but on the other side, this stone is now really weak and almost dying, right? You can play like this, but it's difficult to go out. So yeah, d4 should be like AI move, also really active. This one, it's also very fine. Looks like what we showed before. And F is like a go quest move, but in fact it looks nice in this situation. Like if white take the corner, um, well, the go quest move is this one actually. But in this case, I think black would just push. And okay, white is saying, but look, you have honey on the head of two stones. But it's actually fine because black can really make a nice shape, and it's kind of the same idea of, yeah, black will manage to settle on the left. Okay, maybe the shape is a bit weaker than before. Still, a lot of possibilities. Black can make a go. It's quite annoying. So it's very easy, it seems, to come here. And maybe white just already regret not just playing Shimari. But yeah, H4 does look weird now. I don't really like this. So in the game, oh, this one seems too easy for black, no? Like, oh, okay. Well, usually if you kick once like this, you want to jump, like exactly the same shape as here. And it's the same in the center as well. So that would be a correct way of playing. And also you can see on the left side, white is building some kind of nice house. The thing is, white suffered too much on the bottom. And I mean, even if white managed to enclose something like this, black basically get the same. So, and the main problem also being that later on, probably black can invade super easily, and white cannot do it on the right. So this kind of result is not correct. So that's why white changes mind. But when you change your mind on the way, um, yeah, usually doesn't bring anything good because white has many weakness now, and well, this move. Do I need to explain why it's a bite shape? It's just like yeah, elephant eye. So it's like auto elephant eye. I cannot agree with this move. Mm. So yeah, definitely I will try to just unclose because not only you okay you let black live, but anyway he was going to go out, so it's the same, and it's actually worse to live because you have to play a lot of moves to make very few points, and also the thing is well white stay connected, which is like super important. So even if black has to force his way like this, and maybe in Gote or whatever, and then we play this one. So there can be like many variations, but the idea being like it will be a good flow like this. What else? Maybe this one. At least a bit better than the kick. Just have to be careful about not dying completely, which is a bit painful. So the game is actually quite terrible, I have to say. This shape for black is what I would dream of in a game. Just perfect, right? You get through the shape. White kind of tried to enclose with this move, but actually just forced black to go out. And so since white is playing very close to black, it means that white is also getting weak. So if white fix this one, yeah, there are many ways to play now, but okay, first of all, black can maybe take the base, and also there is a cut at A, so maybe white has to defend, and then jump. And now you can see like who is under attack. Black almost has a base, black is out, and white has some floating group, so this is not. But if you play like from this side, jump first maybe. The problem is how to do. Actually, black will not get so much. Maybe something like this is enough. Yeah, actually it's a bit painful because white has some bad edge. So I'm afraid there is some cut coming later on. Because yeah, there is definitely a weakness, as you can see here. White cannot play from this side because this is going to be get captured. So probably at some point white has to come back with a shape. And so it means that black will settle very well and not allow white to have everything. After d2, black, there is Atari. Did I show something wrong? Ah, you mean Atari in the middle? But mhm. This one is actually working, so gotta be careful. But I was just talking about the edge. I don't know how to use it. I mean, maybe it should be here. I was just thinking about this cut. Nothing special. So anyway, it seems like this side at least is better to protect than the other way, because yeah, um, at least you keep black under pressure and you make your group stronger. So it's better to play from the weakest group, and definitely the two stone on the bottom are not the weakest. So yeah, good idea to go from here, but I'm not sure about Hane. It's really like the more you play uh, on the contact of the stones, the more you make them stronger. So I don't really want to Hane here. I just want to jump, and if black play something like this, okay, you still jump, and you're quite light, and black didn't get like a lot of speed. But this one is forcing like black to get such a nice shape, and white just ended up having an empty angle. So yeah, that's not so amazing, right? Maybe I can just push. Push would be better here. Um, I don't know. This situation actually happens quite a lot, and it took me some time to learn like when to play like simply push and when to play Hane. And there are quite some answers actually. Basically, Hane is if you really want your opponent to get this one. But the good news about this one is um, that every time black will push, you will push ahead, right? So this is a good shape for you, and you could be simply happy with this. So only if like you don't want black to go out, maybe you will force your way with this one. But it's like, yeah, if black play here, here, it's very situational actually. Anyway, you can see now that getting a bad shape, and yeah, in this case, white cannot continue the attack by unclosing, because anyway, black is like so alive everywhere. It's super easy to make a good shape. So the attack anyway, playing Tsuke, Hane, is a bit too much, I think. Now, white is trying to be creative and try to protect the ladder. So, okay, why not? I like the idea because this one is separating the two groups, so it's always good. Oh, okay, so so white is the ladder breaker genius, but I don't know about this one. Is it so important to capture the stone in the middle? Because I feel like I don't want black to get such shape, and now the three stone on the left looks quite useless, and white is still actually attackable in the center. So anyway, in this case, I would prefer to just play something like this, and this way black can naturally go out or connect. So the first plan I agree because you separate, but the second one is like I think it's not so easy, and maybe white will lose a lot of points by doing this just to capture one stone. And again, so for example, what happened in the game, and I guess white will tenuki. Oh, it doesn't even care about the stone. But yeah, if something like this happen, now you have two problems. So white has to come back on the left for sure, and what did you do with these stones on the right? So you spend so many bad. I mean, you make many. You save your own group by making another group weaker. So it's like also you give a ton of points. Yeah, I don't really like this. Just continue the fight. Still, the game is very good for black now because I do believe there is something on the bottom. And and yeah, white has many issue right now. I said black can play here, but actually it's so difficult for white because we can count like how many groups are going to be. Like there is this one which is not even connected yet to the two stones, and there is C, and there is D with a big weakness as well. So white shapes are too weak, I think. And the reason is giving black this kind of perfect shape in the beginning. So this move was, yeah, that move was really bad. Let's be honest. Still, should have followed the plan. Just playing good moves is usually better. And if black attack, just let's try to fight. I mean, the fight looks fairly even. Maybe black is a little better, but it's still a long game. And black will be always afraid about the big territory on the left. Is black g3 bad? Sorry, at which moment? I didn't see. Anyway, this one is a shape move, but so maybe you mean in the game? But actually, like right now, yeah, right now I think you can guess why it's maybe not such a great idea, because I think white has only one move, right? And it's quite easy to find if you know like good shapes, bad shapes. So black will crush this schema, and yeah, broken shape I can never advise. Like maybe if black had no way to live in the center, then he could try to connect under. But in this case, the shape is just too bad. There is no reason to allow this. I don't know if that answers to your answer. That's a good answer, but anyway, just avoid to play like broken shape. If you can play another way, it's usually much better. As I say, unless you have to live or if you can kill something big, then you're allowed to play some bad shape. But the saying is that if you end up having to play a bad shape, it means you did a mistake before. So, well, we can see white. Well, this one was automatically a bad shape. But here, yeah, white give a bad shape, a good shape for black because he did a bad one himself. And then later on, this one was a bad idea, but it's not a bad shape right now. But after this exchange, we can see that again, white gained something not too fancy. So personally, yeah, g3 is like a shape move, but um, at the moment it's not. Okay, let's watch the game. I guess they moved quite a bit. So white invade here, which is maybe trying to make a mess. Maybe you realize like the game is not so good for white, and just playing something like this we said is not good enough, and playing something like this would be way too easy for black. So actually I respect this choice. I think it's a good fighting spirit. Now I don't say it will be working, but the idea is pretty good overall. Okay, let me check what they did on OGS. So, black jumped, which is correct move. The corner on the bottom right is pretty safe, because corner is like the place when you can make easy life and easy points. So yeah, always play from the weaker group, and the weaker group is just this turn right now. And also black continue to play very well because he keeps splitting and splitting. So yeah, black as before, we can already count many groups for white, and yeah, it's gonna be harder, especially considering black's group are basically all alive except the two stone on the right. So this is not looking so good. White has to play something maybe quite aggressive and try to enclose black in some way. So yeah, this is a move in the game, and perhaps it's a good idea, like something like trying to play like here, and now force black to live in a bad way. And even if black live in a bad way, then white can probably connect all the groups like this, which would be cool because if you have less group to care about, you are free to do whatever you want. So what happened? Oh, black played here. That doesn't seem to be the shape to me. I think it's not so good. Here you can either push or Hane. Hane doesn't make much sense because, well, you just help white to get on these two stones, and also at the same time later on white can still get this kind of move, which is pretty annoying. So you end up having two stones in the center doing nothing. Pushing I like better because I feel like if white push one more, I don't even need to add a move now. Because, okay, as you may know, like two stones you have to answer. It's just too painful to allow Hane on the two stones. And three stone, most of the time you also answer because it's super painful as well. And you end up having like, yeah, giving white a super good shape and you cannot make any more points. So actually the trick is, yeah, 4 stone is the time you can consider now Tenuki. So for example, if black is going to play another nice move, so maybe this one looks very nice. Even if white Hane, well, you can either just defend like this because you can actually play some very nice sequence and still get on the side, or you can even cut and you don't fear anything because white cannot really attack the shape. So yeah, that's the trick. And the thing is now, why I don't think wait, who is black? Davide. Why I don't think Davide ID is amazing is because right now, if white play here, you are forced to answer, right? So it seems like black play this one and then white play this one again, and black just accept it. Okay, you push on the first line, it's good, but maybe it's just a bit slow. And especially considering like the fight will be maybe around these two stones, you just don't want to give more strength for white. Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what has been played, except I play this one. And white cap. I wonder, maybe what was a little better to play this one first? I think white has time. And it seems to be quite an important move to make black a bit more. I mean, of course, it's more solid, but it leaves less place to make eyes. Like, for example, later, if black plays this one, which is like right now maybe not the best, but you cannot get this exchange anymore because black will always like do something else and crush your shape. But you cannot also threaten to take it because you will give amazing shape for black. So in this kind of situation, it's nice to peep first and make the shape a bit, yeah, how to say. I should learn Italian for this commentary. By the way, guys, do you have any like insight? I still don't know about like I really don't know much about these Italian players. So if you can tell me if there is some, I don't know, history between them or like I heard Davide was quite strong and improving, but I don't know anything about Julian. Heavier, yeah, thank you. I was looking for it. Heavier is a word. Uh-huh. So in the game, the cap is fine, but black plays this move. And that doesn't feel correct to me. Like, especially now you can pip. Okay, and probably just go out. The thing is, black has not such a good way to go out because the only way is like by pushing late, and there is no way out actually. So eventually, black will just make white stronger, and then we'll try to live on the side, and we'll suffer for this. So I don't like this move. I think black should, like I said, use the fact that white didn't pip to make a better shape. So I'm thinking about this move actually. I think there are two ways here. You can either like try to make a good shape and attack white. So there are many ways actually here. Like this, white has to defend, and now you can get very nice shape. I think black is in absolutely no danger here. White is actually suffering. Or you can also Hane. Yeah. And the other way is actually maybe black can still connect under by playing this simple attachment. I know this move is usually not so good, but in this case, it could be a way when you absolutely have to connect, right? So usually it's not so good because black end up connecting on the second line, and yeah, you have to connect like this, which is white overall has a very nice shape, and black is on the second line, so it doesn't make so many points. But if you absolutely have to connect your stones, it can always be a way. So yeah, I still prefer the other one better. I think this is like a good way of playing. The group on the bottom right corner seems weak. When white settles, isn't it dangerous? Bottom right corner is actually never kind of weak. Like you mean something like this, for example, and imagine black leave it, but it's super hard to find a good move to attack. Of course, we think of Sansan, but Sansan is actually easy to refute because black will just choose one of the two variations when it gives a life in the corner. So, like either this one, okay, white can still make some kind of co here, but there is place for ice, or maybe the safer one, which is this one, and white cut, black play Atari. White cannot go out because otherwise there is Miai between A and B. So white has to capture now, and now as you can see, black. Okay, the corner got reduced a little, but black has absolutely no problem in leaving there. So yeah, as you remember, corner is good because it makes points easily, but also because it makes life super easy. Um, I mean, I show it basically every time, but never forget you can make life. You can make life with 4 moves in the corner, and the side is much more, right? And the center I let you figure out by yourself. Uh-huh. Okay, let's take these downs away. Okay, so where were we? So like this. Sorry about that. Because I need to switch every time between OGS and KGS. Okay, so like I said, this is a game. Okay, very nice by white. I'm really sad it didn't pip in Q10 yet, but this one, and okay, not tiger, just this one. Guess you want to be sure black gets no eyes. But white is right here because white, I mean, black don't have a really good move to go out, I think. So I think eventually black will have to try to find a life. And the saying is, if you cannot go out, um, I mean, it's the same. Like if you cannot live locally, you just don't try to do it first. Don't waste time trying to live because you know you cannot. So it will just make your opponent stronger. So you just want to go out first. And if you cannot go out, it's the same idea. Just live first because you will not make your opponent stronger. So here, well, there was a way to go out, but let's imagine there was no way. Just connect under, try to make life. because white just have one move here, not like a big wall as before. I get lost in all the variation. Oh, do you have any question, by the way, guys? Like, maybe about the flow of the game, or maybe you can tell me what you think. I don't know if these two players have ever played together. Yeah, Van den Busken definitely sounds Dutch, but he plays in the Italian Championship, I guess. He is Italian, right? So maybe double nationality. I mean, we also had Matthias playing in Germany and both Italy. Oh, wait. No, I saw something terrible right now. Well, I saw the game. Oh my god. Okay, so we were talking about this just a few time ago. But white played here in the game, and this is the kind of move I would just do Harakiri immediately. I would definitely consider resigning if I have to play this kind of move. Why not just enclose? Okay, you're afraid you're going to die on the bottom, but you're attacking, so... I mean, it's not worth playing a game if you have to play this kind of move, because it just means that you are going to... Okay, you will survive for another round. Maybe you will not die on the bottom now, but that's not a way to win the game. Making bad shape, losing all the advantage you built for so long. So let's remember white pushed all this. So black is on the first line making so many points. White pushed all this just to make the boshi. And now the boshi is here. It's like, sounds like the most useless stone on the board. So that's a shame. Really never play this broken Kema. This is, along with broken Toby, the worst shape in Go by far. Like, forget empty angle. Broken shape is much worse. Much worse. And yeah, there was no real threat here. Maybe he was afraid black play here, and actually white can just extend out. And now black cannot capture this one. I mean, he can, but it's not captured yet. So also black is making the bottom group a bit weaker. Still, perhaps the game is still better for black, but at least you have a good fight, right? It's a dangerous situation. Black has to live with this one. Maybe eventually has to be a little careful about the corner, because it means that if we see the same sequence as before, if white can get this one at every time, it also means that white has an easier way to make life. The shape is not that weak, and very quickly white can make two eyes. So yeah, I have to say this is like losing move to me. I mean, I can bet black is going to win this game now. That's a shame. Hello guys, welcome. If you just arrived, feel free to ask question in the chat. And yeah, okay. Let's see what's happened after. What are these shapes? So yeah, this is normal, but black move next is a bit weird. So black played Kosumi, and the reason why this kind of move is not so great is because it's not aiming at anything. There is no following after this move. The only following you can basically do is just continue to, I don't know, just continue to play Kosumi maybe. So this move just connects, okay? But there are maybe some better way to connect, because it's not putting any pressure, so white will just enuke. And actually, well, you're still not completely connected, so this move is just slack. So here, I think two better ways Um, First idea is just simply this one, and this one is already a bit better because next move you can have a nice shape, take the tiger mouse of white, and if white take the tiger mouse, actually you can jump, and now you can see like this group is getting enclosed. So yeah, it means like even if we play the same sequence, like white protect something, uh, compared to the Kosumi where you have no following, here you do have some following. And the second idea I would personally have is playing here directly because well, simply white cannot cut really. So white can cut one stone, but on the other side, it's possible that white will have severe problems on the other group. And cutting like this is a bit of a no-no because okay, you broke one Kema, um, but white shape is also broken, and I think something like this would be terrible for white. So this is just not. I don't think it's a move a 5 Dan would play actually. He has to get rid of this habit and try to play more active. This is just like maybe saying I won the game, but you show it in the bad way because it's not. It's like a move that can make you lose the game in some ways. You always have to play like the better shape, the better move. Why doesn't have so many points here? No, but black is clearly winning, and the main reason black is winning is because we can count like the number of mistakes, and white did quite a lot actually. Already at this stage of the game, I can say like kind of for sure this one was not so good. This one was a terrible shape, and it led to having white have a bad shape, and especially like this one, white should have just extend out. So it's already like 3 mistakes in the first sequence in the beginning. And then yeah, there were some ideas, but it turned out like okay, maybe it was not mistake to make the slider breaker and just leave the stone in the center. But wait, which one was the last one? Well, definitely this one. So I would say at least 4 mistake, 3 being quite big, and 2 being like absolutely terrible, B and D because of the shape. Meanwhile, black didn't do much. Like black only have good shape everywhere. The only move I really commented was maybe this one. This one I disagree because I think it's too slack. Actually, it looks like the Kosumi like just playing the game, right? It looks like this Kosumi. So twice in a row, uh, yeah, David just plays some move that is slack, and he should learn to play more active. At least he will have something to learn from this game for sure. Yeah. D5 is the biggest move right now, or around it. Yeah, D5 is quite big, but actually there is still a fight right now. White is not alive on the right. And another thing white really want to get at some point is, if he can, maybe this Hane. It seems like he cannot because black will just cut, and it's difficult to fight. So white has to prepare. I think like playing this tub is like insanely big. Because if black answer, you already have a good exchange. You don't have any more problem, or almost no problem. And if black doesn't, then later you can take this beautiful shape. And now you can see that A and B are both false I, so it's very difficult for black to make eyes now. So yeah, as white I would play Toby and black answer. And maybe now try to take care about the group on the top. It's not so easy. Maybe just, yeah, just try to go out. There are not so many good ways here. I don't think either group will die anyway. So maybe something like this, and now try to get life in the bottom right corner. or play some fancy move to invade. White has to be active now because black is leading on cash, but black actually doesn't have so much. He has the top right corner, and this one will be small. So the game is still on. White has a komi. Even if black is ahead, it's possible to come back. Yeah, but relax is good, but I'd rather have um, a relax style that is sharp, if you know what I mean. Like you can play very relaxed here and just let white to live, but at least play the good shape. That's what I mean. And maybe you even get one more move. I mean tenuki. Yeah, I really just consider it slack. Okay, so in the game, white did exactly what we said, except he didn't play yet f4. And okay, black went for this one. Mm, okay, so usually we play for this one when we still want to attack something, because like if just white played normally this one, then we can still let your pip at n2 and take the eyes, and white has no eye. But on this situation, I'm not so sure it's the best choice because um, if later on white managed to push black away, for example, and white can make this go, I mean, it's not even a go, white can just take the corner eye, then you can see black is... Okay, he's not going to die, but he has to live in a painful way. So, yeah, in this case, I would just play this one. I think it's slightly better. You can be sure there is no problem with eye now. And anyway, you can still get N2, so it makes sense. Okay. I'm so slow, sorry. Oh, but wait, this is a game actually. So, so this happened. And white played it directly. Okay, I like it. I mean, maybe it's a bit optimistic, but it's also very nice because you take points, and so it means like white is already starting to playing Yosei and kind of sharp on territory. And if black just continue to play slack moves, in the end, black will not have enough. I have this feeling. Like for example, if just black try to leave on the side, or something like this, for example, and white has to connect, and then maybe white will get some moves like this. I just play very quickly, but it could happen. Um, yeah, now we can see actually the game is kind of shifting, and because black territory is not that much, and white has actually the komi always. And in this kind of game, when there are not like huge territories, the komi is usually very big. So still a chance, definitely. So what did black play after this one? Oh, he pipped now. That's interesting. Okay. And then Toby. Okay, so black is trying to counter-attack. So at least now he's doing exactly the opposite of what I was saying. He's not playing slack at all. This looks like a very good move, actually. I don't think white can counter in so many ways. White has to connect. And yeah, it will allow black maybe to have even like one more move to force white to connect all, and in a not such a good way, so it will not help not for the life, but it will help for... It will be a good move, I mean. Yeah, so... Oh, we catch up already? Okay, now I have time. A little time to chill. Ah, there were some mistakes in this game, but it's funny because White did some, I mean, some obvious mistake shape-wise, and I think many people here would just say, okay, obviously this is not so great to get like broken shape and all. But on the other hand, Black playing some slack moves, few slack moves in a row, also making it hard for him. So if you make many slack moves, it can come to the same point as doing one big mistake, you know. So I really hope, yeah, Davide would not um, will continue on this way and play sharp moves. Um, I mean, I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm not biased. This is not script. Should White immediately play Q2? What do you mean? Q2 is Q2 is taken, right? Oh, you mean here? Yeah, this is something hmm, actually a very good question, um, very sharp one, because in this case, White can later on get this kind of move, and it's Sente on the corner. If Black doesn't answer, White can play this one, and actually White even has an eye in the corner and took all the points. So, oh yeah, that reminds me of some sequence. Anyway, so yeah, Black will of course play here, and in some kind of situation, yeah, it can help a lot about leaving because you have a super nice shape. You can maybe sometimes even get this one in Sente, so you are basically alive. But the thing is, Black is also alive. So actually, I like this idea more because, like, if okay, if this one was threatening like a connection with A, then I would agree. It would be a nice idea. But in this case, it doesn't because it's a one, yeah, one line too short. So also, White I think has no problem in leaving because White is already out and strong. So I think this idea is better. In fact, I just don't know if it's like the right timing. Maybe yeah, just Tenuki now. No need to play anything. I really want to play this move so bad. Yeah, it's actually that would be the best. Yeah, even keeping N2 because if Black group is in danger one day, I mean, we said like, I was saying before that this move Black can surely get an eye on the bottom. But imagine now this N2 is still here and it's both making pressure on the on R2 and on taking the eye on the bottom. So yeah, to me it is very vital here. And your remark is very correct, Victor. Should definitely be more active here and keep the agi. Yeah, Q2 may be big, but I mean, Black is. I mean, F4 is also so big, and Black will never accept this. So anyway, Q2 is always like a. Oh my god, I was going to say white privilege, but that's what I need to say. So Q2 is white privilege at any time here. I'm so sorry about this. I hope I don't get banned. Anyway, so you will get it, and if you don't get it, it just means that you missed a bad timing and you did a mistake later on. But I think, yeah, it's quite a good idea to keep it. In fact, I changed my mind. In the game, this, this. Oh, they played some moves. So White just played Toby. I feel not so good about this one. I have the feeling the shape is Not so good. Like just playing inside, I can already see some kind of cut. So for example, here and here, like even if we just play like a barbare, okay, maybe it's not so good, but because there is still some problems. But the fact is there is some cut, so you just need like one of two moves more, and yeah, maybe the shape will crumble. Also, like maybe if white can get some kind of peep here, and maybe there will be some cut, and yeah, it feels not correct. I think this is the correct shape. And also, I would have white to peep once. I think this is making everything easier. So now, if even if black push, you can even come back, and this shape cannot be cut, right? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, this shape. So, oh, but black didn't punish. Black just think about connecting. But then in this case, maybe white will fix the weakness. So black just connect on the second line. So all this, if white doesn't have any problem, all this is very nice for white, right? Because first of all, now this cut doesn't work anymore because of white getting all the nice moves on the right, and um, and yeah, black is just very small in terms of points. So yeah, I don't like this idea. I want black to find something here. I don't know if it's possible, but would it be too slack to play Atari? Because yeah, if we get white to play this one, it will be like so good on the fight. But I guess a bit too much. French style is not always fighting. I think actually our neighbors are much more aggressive than us. And oh my god, what I'm doing today? Yeah, actually, I was thinking about the German, but there is no like French-German correlation at all. Just the Go style. I think in France we have quite some chill style overall, except in some players, of course. But we don't get too crazy because in France we learn the basics with Maître Lim, which was a Korean very strong player who came in the 70s. If I don't, I'm not sure about the dates and everything because I was not born yet. But yeah, it just introduced us to the like really calm and a nice kind of style where you play the proper shapes. So French is actually fine. I think also Italian is are playing good shapes and all. But German they play a bit crazy. They're improving. So you learn Go with Maître Lim? No, I did not. But I know many people who did. Um, I don't know. So can anyone tell me like who is this Chen Yangwei? There is tournament, a rapid tournament at the same time. I cannot comment for the first one for sure, but um, yeah, if you can tell me about why the tournament is named Chen Yangwei, it would be really nice. Big fight in the game. Okay, okay, okay. We are back. We're back. I like to talk a lot. Uh huh. So White got all this and did not play the Toby, played the Hane. Wait, did I miss something? We were saying the Hane is not working, right? Oh, but he cut like this. Okay, never mind. Maybe the Italian are a bit crazy too. That's uh that's tough. Black can just escape, and the shape is so bad. So bad. Because if white push, well, broken shape. And yeah, that's not going to win the game, right? But if you don't push, you have to connect. And I don't even find a good shape for that because you still have weakness. But this is captured. So yeah, this is extremely bad for white. There is no way this is working. Maybe he's hoping for black to turn um, and then play some kind of ko here. I think that's the only way. Like he can think about this sequence, or he want to play something like crazy like this and now hope to kill everything. But I don't believe this will ever work. Like you have so many problems as white. Like even N5 is pending still. You can die in so many groups. Uh-huh. Some kind of sponsor. So yeah, that's a shame. This move was so nice. I think white is coming back in the game now if he plays here and here. And okay, he has to cross fingers and hope everything leaves. But that's kind of good comeback so far. I like the aggressive style. But yeah, seems like Julian need to. I hope I pronounce his name well. But Julian needs to respect more the shapes. It's like too many time in this game has there been some broken shape. Okay, so oh, black did go down, and white is making ko. Hmm. But this one is the shape. Okay, you will feel like I'm always talking about shape, but I think it's the most important in fight. I'm talking about fight, of course. Okay, but probably white cannot win this one anyway. So let's see. Uh-huh. So white choose to play this quadrant. The thing is, I believe like even if yeah even if black just capture now, the game is kind of hopeless for white. Because now black has so many points and white is kind of weak everywhere. Um, Even if white managed to cut this and let's say capture the top, which he can do, um, well, black will get as much, I believe. Maybe even something stronger here. So yeah, let's say white managed to leave somehow and black can cut this one. And also white lost all the bottom, so this is probably too much. But maybe black can even block. So like this, because this ko is so free for black. Black doesn't have much to lose. Of course, if he lose like in a bad way, that's painful. But maybe we can resist. So how? Maybe something like starting from this one, or just Kosumi. And if white capture, now we can just simply cut and oh, but it's still a ko. Black didn't play Atari yet. T2. Yeah, actually, that's why usually when you play this kind of thing, you kind of want to play this because like at this moment of the game, black is trying to live, right? So so white will never accept black to get S1. So it will help a lot because anyway, white will not play R2. It's too slow now. And if you play like this, for example, and then R3, there is a chance white has no other way but to connect, and it's a big difference like on the shape. Now you can see like this group is definitely not alive. There is not. I mean, it's half an eye. So this kind of exchange is actually important. You need to find the good timing. And in the game, yeah, the timing is gone. So this happened, and oh, black capture from this way. I guess he's not afraid of the agi. There is some, but like I'm talking about this kind of agi. There is some agi. Not so big because black can deal with it right now. And like for example like this. But it means maybe white will be able to maybe get something later. Anyway. I mean G3 is also really bad exchange, right? So that looks okay. Acceptable. And the white has to cut the top. Oh, here. Why this one? White want to lose center or what? Yeah, this... I don't know, maybe the player don't have much time left. But this one is definitely a mistake, and you can understand why. Because if black fix the shape, then white has to come back now. There is still a cut. So actually white has to go down. This is the shape as well. Like in Go, like there is two ways to think about shape. Of course, you can think like good shape and black shape and bad shape. But there is one more thing. There is this like a good shape is actually when you take the good shape of your opponent. So of course, black next move here was play the tiger mouse, and so taking the tiger is like the best move. And this like happens all the time in Go. And now in the game, white is Gote, and black will be able to add a move. So it's like this, except now white can go further here. And okay, it's not such a big deal, but in fact, it's much better already. Like this corner will leave quite small. Okay. Tack, tack, tack. So like this is the game. And yeah, okay. Black also played this one, which I agree with. It's very big. I have seen 9 piece plays at Tsuke. Uh, wait, which one? 25 minutes each. Okay, so in the game. Oh wait, I missed something. So black played this one, yeah, my bad. And this one, and white played this Atari, which makes no sense at all because it makes the situation a bit weaker for white. And then play a beautiful French Tesuji. I cannot say it's okay. I can say it's not so great, but at least it's very stylish, and this I always appreciate as a commentator and observer. So we can, yeah, just appreciate. Okay, and so what does black answer? If the thing is, white cannot really live in the corner like this. So yeah, this is going to be hard to live. So white has to find something else, maybe a cut, and eventually black will. Yeah, actually pretty much everything is okay for black. Like anyway, even if you give the life and you take the corner, it's so big. It's very just good enough. And yeah, they are still playing, so now we can rest again. Um, yeah, usually I should have checked the game, the rapid game. The thing is, since we have some technical issue, it's quite difficult for me to switch. Already, I'm switching between KGS and OGS, which is like a pain. So I swear I will make the second stream much better. Sorry about all the wait and all. And yeah, I hope you can still appreciate the commentary. Mm. There are like two stone difference between the two finalists, so feels like yeah. Anyway, if Julian managed to win this championship, it would be like a big achievement. Two stone difference is like it's actually so big at this moment. I believe it's like uh, how to say. I think there was some analysis like each dan is like which percentage. But like, well, of course, a 3 dan can beat a 5 dan. It happened many times for me. The thing is, it's okay on one game, but to beat like a much stronger opponent on what is the best of? It's like a best of four, best of three or best of five. Anyway, winning a best of match against someone stronger is like super tough. So yeah, not only you need to play good, you need to have some luck also. Okay. So what happened? So the same as we show happened. Cut, Atali, and Atali. Black is playing very soft right now. This is just like accepting totally. Um, you're just saying like, okay, white, just do what you want, do whatever you want. I already won the game basically, and I kind of understand now. Um, if you can even allow to be slack because you are so much ahead, it's fine. Just be a little careful what you do. If you don't want to play like too slack. Yeah, eventually black has to be a little careful about the ag on the bottom, but it's difficult to find a move right now. I don't think there is anything like but like if later on white has, for example, one more move here and black just think is all right and play another big move, actually there is some bad stuff already coming, like this one. Sorry. And yeah, now white has a much stronger shape to fight, and this will lead to a disaster. And if black play here, of course we can capture. So black needs to be very careful. Like any more stones in the area can really help white finding. And even this one is actually very big, right? Because um, well, black can maybe play this one now, yeah. But white can capture like some significant territory. Still, let's see. I mean, how to evaluate like what black lost on the top? The top is hmm, yeah, still can be a game. I mean, just need to be careful. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I mean, sometimes some games are like have terrible shapes, but are still like it's only because the two players just put their effort to their limit and they play like a crazy fight and they have to play amazing shape and Tesuji that are considered as bad, but it can be also very fun, right? J16 nice. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm not sure why does time. Um, Probably something like this. Okay, if black just play one more move and then I could see there kind kind of play. But actually, in this case, I want for white. I want to play even more active. Um, so right now, I would consider. Yeah, the thing is, what you have to notice here is that there is still some agi for to attack the group of black on the right. Wait, I'm still reading actually. But like this kind of move actually can possibly cut. You have to play some bad exchange first, like this one. But in fact, you can cut something. So black needs to be a bit careful. And if there is still some kind of cut, it also means that, yeah, we want to make something to attack. So for example, if black has to fix the shape like this, now you can see, of course, that this is a much better way to capture the two stones. And now you could even argue that white is winning. So Chuban is really the most difficult part of the game because you can switch from a very good game to a terrible one in just one mistake. And one mistake in Fuseki is not as bad, I feel. So yeah, as black, I just want to get center quickly and play something like G16. Yeah, yeah, black is definitely winning after the core. It's like, as I said, black could give anything because the top is not nearly as big. I mean, white managed to destroy some territory, but the two stones are not yet captured. Uh, I mean, these two one. Black still has a corner alive. Also, white failed because white was gote with the shape. That was not so good. And yeah, what black take here is more than points. I mean, now it's even the corner. Okay, you can even count maybe it's 30 points, 25 points. But it's not only the corner; it's the life of the group. So white, black basically makes more points than white in the trade, but also get a perfect life. And this cannot be a good trade, right? Even if it was even on points, it would not be a good trade um, because white lose the possibility of attacking the stones. I'm so yeah disappointed white couldn't like find a move like this one, or just even here is better, but that would change a lot in the game. I think this is the last moment white still has a chance, and probably at this moment black is still leading by 10 or 15, I don't know. But as for a human, um, at least there is still some hope here, I believe. So what happened? Oh. So white Tenukin now, saying, okay, I'm fine. I don't have any problem on the left, which is not actually true. I think this is a bit overplay now. But well, he has no choice because he thinks he's losing, right? But if you have no choice, then you have to play something more active. Like I said, this one or maybe this one. Put pressure on the groups and try to take as big as you can. Because if you take small, then your opponent will just force you to take it like what you expected, and actually will even have something to trade for. And these two stones are too weak. Like we don't care about them. Just make something big. Hmm. Well, AI is strong at everything basically. Sometimes not at reading ladder, but yeah. So black is playing exactly like I said, and this is very kind of yeah, very good style. And yeah, if white just accept this, it will be so easy for black to win the game. I mean, you cannot come back 20 points from this. Now there is no more weak group, so it's just GG in this case. I don't think there is 20 points, so But still. Oh yeah, I forgot the group on the left is dying as well. That's a small, but that small problem. Okay, white answer here, and black played this one. So trying to be Sante here. White will surely answer. Yeah, M3 is very nice because we said there is some agi with K2, but now there is none. So if black can get this move in Sante, it's like very strong for him. Very, very nice, yeah. So far he's playing pretty good. But white doesn't accept white plays this one. That's cool. There is not much hope because white played in a bad way before. Now it's very difficult to attack. But I like the style because even if black cut, first of all, it's not that easy because there is always like some cheesy cut here. Well, it's not really working because wait, maybe it's working. But anyway, you can see there is some kind of cut. And also, even if black managed to cut, there is still a ko in the corner. So it's good to counter attack, especially if you're behind. Now is the time to strike the hammer high. Maybe, yeah. Can even threaten to kill the red side. It's not possible, but that would be cool. Second game of Chen Yangwei tournament has started. Um, this is a final. I think there is 4 games, so it's kind of weird because usually in this kind of format you have like best of 3 or best of 5. So I believe it's like yeah, if there is, it's like a best of 5 basically. But if there is 2-2, there should be like some fast game to decide the winner, which I think is a bit weird. Maybe it's okay to just like do best of 3 if the organizer don't have enough time to play the games, and otherwise just do simple best of 5. Take your time. So yeah, there is a list you can find on the website of the tournament. I should have maybe. I can probably send it to you. La, 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 la. Up. So here you should have the website. You can see all the information, the round, everything. And meanwhile, there is a rapid tournament. So maybe we can check a little what's going on. I will not review it, but we can watch it because otherwise I I have to download another game and scrape it by myself, which would be a bit too much. Okay. So okay, so Andrea is 1 dan, I guess, and David Minir is 3 dan. So now the game should be slightly more interesting than the one on the first one. But I actually do really like this game. At least white is fighting. Like Julian is running, putting up a fight, and so he did exactly what I show on the stream. Yeah, cut the same way. And okay, so black. The thing is, black is probably dead locally. It looks very difficult. Maybe you can make life, but it will like cost a lot. Maybe your group on the right or whatever. So if you do something like this, I don't know. Maybe possible to have a life. But if you don't want to suffer, it's difficult. And so if black has to connect, well, it needs to be careful because you don't want to get like magic cut here, and suddenly you have two weak groups. That would be slightly painful. So even so, I think like there is very few chances that this cut will work. I already respect White for trying. It's like resigning sequence, but in a good way. It's like the best way, I think. Wait, please tell me this is a game, right? It's not. My bad. Well, of course I respect him if he plays the same move as me, but I just put the moves. So my bad, my bad. It's not like this. So here and White just connect. Black cut. Simple. White fix the shape. Oh, I didn't see he can fix it in a better way. Or maybe I'm missing something? I think this is fine. And this is also like center, so you can cut. That's a shame. So White played this one to be sure nothing wrong's gone. And Black cut now. So the thing is like this move is like the move Black wanted to play anyway to cut the two groups, and it's a problem because like White gave it for free. So now it's even more dangerous. And so of course we said there is some problem, but in fact now there is not. Like this move Black will not cut, will not play like this. Black will simply play this one. And if White connect, then now you can cut. Yeah, that's too bad. I guess he misread something. Yeah, that's the game now. And so White is playing for Ko. Oh wait, sorry. Like this. And capture. So White was losing by quite a lot, and now he can even lose one more group. Black just connect. Still a Ko. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's still a Ko. That's too painful. This is like what we call picnic Ko. Just Black has absolutely nothing to lose, and White can just lose a group for free. So I think it's a good time to resign. If you don't try to, I mean, probably you can try this kind of stuff and hope that Black will just connect and now try to kill something. But it's like, I'm not even sure you win if you kill something. Black has so many points. Oh yeah, and also Black can play in a very easy way. I mean, you can just answer every cut threat and play safe. He will also be winning the game. Hmm. So this is a cut threat for sure. I mean, I would answer because it's a bad move anyway. So that's the thing about the ko. Like for example, connecting here for Black is good enough. Um, Black is winning already something in the ko threat, but well, it's quite painful, right? Also, it's a bit dangerous actually. But even if Black can live here, for example, okay, so you lose a lot of points, but you captured all. The thing is, it's better to play in a way like Disco is so free anyway. If White start to play some bad exchange like this one is a negative cut threats and quite a big one actually, because before Black could get this one at best, and now of course if White has to play somewhere else, Black can capture, and Maybe white just lost, I don't know, 4 points just by doing one mistake. One mistake. So 4 points. Imagine if you keep adding some mistakes in the code like this. It's actually so big. You can quickly like have a free commie just by playing Go. And well, of course, white can resist a little, but the shape is so bad. The shape, there is problems everywhere. So mm, black just need to play to answer everything, I think. So that's what it did in the game. Yeah, I kind of, yeah, I think there is no more hope. Only thing for black is just don't do any big mistake, and it's difficult to make mistake. Maybe only mistake you can do is trying to kill something and failing. But right now there are so many ways to win. For example, let's say black connect, white connect as well, and now that move is good. Oh, you played this one. Oh wait, this one is actually dangerous. Okay, we can just play Atali and this one. And now white has two problems. Because white is not alive. Or maybe he can live actually. Yeah, actually there is not. So white cannot die anywhere, but black can attack for sure. Some things like this really nice shape to play. And if white answer, um, well, white is not alive locally, so can just dance on the board, and white can suffer quite a bit here. Also later we can aim at this kind of moves. Hmm. Yeah, quite an easy game now. What do you guys want to do? We would check the other game. I will anyway have a break before the second game of the final start because otherwise it will be like such a long stream for me. But if you want, we can check quickly like the second round of Young Wake Up. Do you have any questions on this game? I mean, I will come back to it, but I think not much will happen. And yeah, if you don't have any question, you can go next. Also in the game, black played exactly like this. So very sharp. Yeah, overall, black played quite a good game. A few mistakes, but not big ones. I'm just being a bit critic. I critic a little because, of course, I want to play the best moves. Okay, okay. Let's see. So let's hope this time I can. Yeah, I still cannot upload it. Hmm. I will try to do another way. Yeah. I I think if I try to do it, it will take me like another 15 minutes. So we really need to find another way with a broadcaster. Maybe I don't know. Just if you cannot make a normal game, perhaps try to broadcast on KGS, or is it too complicated? I mean, OGS is fine, but I don't know how to do so. Unless maybe some of you can find me a good way to analyze it, like we do in the league, in the pro league. Usually, it's super easy. Just have to revise the game, and it's like on every server. Play best move. How do you differentiate best move with shape move, or until all shape fixed? I mean, usually a good move is like played in the good area at the right timing and in a good way, in a good shape. So, um, like, yeah, you can have the perfect ID to play in this area, and many moves are possible. But usually just try to play the best shape in this good area that you find. So a good move is like a multiple factor coming back together. And I mean, a good shape by itself can be good, but it can also just mean nothing, right? Um, yeah, I just wanted to say it was easy to broadcast on the Pro League, but not here. But the Pro League, yeah, should come back anyway. I'm not so sure it will be like transatlantic or European Go Pro League, as it was like every time. Usually we skip one season, so maybe it will be European Pro League this winter. I have to check. I don't know. It mainly depends on the sponsors, and I think the players are still motivated to play and to stream. Actually, it takes quite some time. Okay. Um, yeah. So the thing is, I can show you the game, but I cannot play on it. So, so that's basically useless. Yeah. Okay. Maybe the best thing I could do is just leave you with the live game um, until the organizer find a way to make me be able to command the games. Um, and yeah, because this is just I cannot make it up like uh, right now. So yeah, for this one, let's try to finish this commentary on the final game, and for the second one, we try to get both. Open a live game on OGS and press analyze. Mm, what do you mean by live game? Like any game, any other game, and then I can get some kifu. Actually, it's a good idea. I mean, probably we're thinking about something else, but I cannot do much on the SGF of the official game. I cannot do anything. But I could like take any other game, put it in the review, and maybe do something. this. Yeah, that's too painful also. But on the right, you can see the second round. It's already like moving so fast as it's a blitz. So yeah. Anyway, I think I will finish just the first game. I'm so sorry about this. You can check all the games of the Shenyang Wake Cup on OGS by yourself. Anyway, they're quite fast, so it would be nice to just have fun watching them. And and yeah, about this one, I will just finish the main game. So we're here, and white decided this is like too painful to answer, so white just try to make things complicated. But now we can see some tricky things that can happen. Um, like for example, um, of course, if you play directly, maybe it's like white is taking what you want, and maybe you have some problem later with the shape. But like this move is actually the one I'm thinking about. And the reason is now you can make some nice combo. So for example here, play Atari, and okay, which one I can have fun? Yeah, I have to play here. Atari again, and if I go out now, we can just basically kill. So this move is creative, but not really working. Black has many way to put a lot of pressure on white. That should be a quick kill. So yeah, white change ID. Hmm. Yeah, well, this is pretty much over. I mean, every time there is something bigger dying. Yeah, I think we can call it for today. Hmm. I don't know, maybe white never count the game because he should be knowing that he's losing by so much. Yeah, just just leave. Can even capture here. This is a kind of uh, yeah, please resign move. Okay, so what time is it? 4:30. Um, so the next round is at 6. I don't know what you think. You want to see? Maybe I can leave the game open so you can just you can just follow, and then I will eventually close the stream and come back for the next game. But this one, okay, we can have a quick count if you want. So let's say black just capture. Okay, let's count. So the top side has something like 32 points. I will be a bit generous with white, and maybe you can make 10 more or 5 more. But overall, it's black. I mean, it's black Yose because everything will be Sente for black. So shouldn't be more than that. Okay, so this is 3, and okay, this is also like, let's say 3 or 4. So yeah, white has very few points except the top side, basically nothing. And 32, 35, 38, 38 without Kami, and black has like something like 62 on the bottom. So yeah, and I don't count the rest of the board, but something just like maybe 30 points, I don't know, at least. Maybe even more. And it should be even bigger because you play against some stronger opponents, so Yose is definitely not going to be in your advantage. Usually, like when there is 2 stone difference, you lose up to 5 to 10 points in Yose. So if white continue to play until the end, maybe this can go up to 40 points, which I don't think is going to happen because he has the time to count and it's the final, and you don't really want to lose by 40 points just doing boring Yose. I mean, if it's like some crazy fight and you still want to trick your opponent and try to kill something, I understand that you could continue the game to make it very messy, but there is no weakness now. Like, just simplify the game in a very, very good way. I especially like that he didn't play the core and just connect on the right side, so there is no more tricks. And yeah, the resign should be coming soon. How do I count? I count by 1 actually. I don't really like to count by 2. Um, yeah, if you count by 1 in a very fast way, it's the same basically. I feel like by counting by 2, I can make some mistakes. Alright, Zuzman. I don't have a website anymore, so okay, I will check my mouth. Um, yeah, okay. That's definitely not the place to talk about it, but sure, I will find. Can you send me another mail now, so with your name at least? Like, I don't have a website, so I kind of start my activity as a Go teacher for like almost since February, so the same one as before, yes. All right. This game being over, we can come back at 6 p.m. Okay, I will definitely check it. I don't know why. I don't know. Don't know what to say. I'm so sorry. No problem. It's my bad, I guess. So let's go back to the live game and what to do. This one. So yeah, I will just leave you with the live game, and we can come back later. I will shut the streaming back when it's finished. All right, thank you everyone. I really hope it will be less problems on the second game. It was a bit difficult for me as I have to switch window every 5 seconds, but still we managed to to review some things, and yeah, see you soon. All right, Usman. I will definitely check now and answer to you. Thank you. And yeah, we do it in English. I don't have the Italian yet activated. Yeah, see you very soon.